Hello guys, in this lecture we are going to see the dielectric parameters like dielectric constant and polarization. Let's start with dielectric constant. The relation between the electric flux and electric field intensity is given by D is equals to epsilon into E, where capital E is the electric field and the permittivity can be defined with epsilon. Epsilon is equals to epsilon 0 into epsilon r. This both the equation gives the relation the electric flux density and electric field intensity, and the proportionality constant epsilon is the dielectric constant of the medium in farad per meter. It is also called as permittivity. If the medium which the electric field is applied is free space or vacuum, the proportionality constant in the second equation, that is mu epsilon is equals to epsilon 0 into epsilon r, is called the dielectric constant of the vacuum and having the indicated with epsilon 0 and having the value of 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12 farad per meter. The dielectric constant of a material may be expressed by epsilon r, that called as relative permeability, relative permittivity. That relative permittivity is nothing but for the media other than the vacuum or air. That above relation, as per this above equations, we can write the relation between the electric flux and electric field intensity as D is equals to epsilon 0 into epsilon r into E. Epsilon r is a dimensionless quantity. It is important to note that the epsilon 0 in the above equation enters only as a result of using a particular system of units. The relative dielectric constant epsilon r, on other hand, it is determined by the atomic structure of the material. This table shows the material and their relative permittivity, that is epsilon r. For air, it is of 1.0006 and approximately it is considered as 1. For paper, relative permeability is of 2 to 3. For Teflon material, it is 2.1. Fused cords, the relative permeability is 3.8. For material nylon, the relative permittivity is 3.5. For bakelite material, it is 4.9. For mica material, it is 6. For dry earth, it is 5. And for material titanium dioxide, it is 100. And for distilled water, it is 81. In this, the lowest value of the relative permittivity is of air and highest it is of titanium dioxide. Let's see the dipole moment. Two charges of equal magnitude but of opposite polarity distance d apart constitute a dipole moment given as P is equals to Q into D, where P is the dipole moment in coulomb meter. Dipole moment is a vector pointing from negative charge to positive charge, and its unit is also d by 1 d by means 3.33 into 10 raised to minus 30 coulomb meter. dBi is a one unit, which is equivalent to 3.33 into 10 raised to minus 30 coulometer. Now the dipole moment can also be defined with respect to a neutral system of point charges, that is q1, q2, q3, q4 up to qn. We can define for a number of point charges as dipole moment P is equal to summation of q into d. In the suffix I indicates that number of point charges, where d is nothing but a distance between the point charges. If origin is displayed by amount delta r, suppose that we are considering a number of point charges, and when the net charge of the system is 0, this definition is independent of the choice of origin. If the origin is displaced by an amount of delta r, then the new value for the dipole moment is, due to change in delta r, r is nothing but also a vector drawn from the origin of a coordination system. In the sense, you can say that it is equivalent to distance d, which is taken from the coordination system. So it is, instead of d here, indicating the r, and by the change of amount delta r, obviously dipole moment will be changed with the delta p. That's why total amount of dipole moment can be determined with p plus delta p is equal to summation of qi in the bracket ri plus delta r. And if you are taking a separate summation of it by multiplying with the qi inside this bracket, then we will get that summation qi ri plus delta r is a constant change value, summation of qi, which get total dipole moment. The dielectric properties basically involves the creation of displacement in the dielectric materials by an applied electric field. Let's see the polarization. In the dielectric material, the bound electrons are predominant. Under the application of an external electric field, the bound electrons of an atom are displayed such that the centroid of the electronic cloud is separated from the centroid of the nucleus. The atom is then said to be polarized, thereby creating an electric dipole. This phenomena is called as electronic polarization. In certain dielectric materials, dipole exist in the molecular structure of the material. Even under the application of no external field, the dipoles are randomly oriented on a microscopic scale, and polarization is 0. The application of an applied field orient the dipoles in the direction of applied field, which contribute to polarization. This polarization is known as orientation polarization. In some ionic materials, additional contribution to dipoles is created by the application of applied applied field. This is called as ionic polarization. On a macroscopic scale, in the field theory, we define the vector P, which is called as capital P, which is called as the polarization, as the electric dipole moment per unit volume. The dipole moment we are indicating with the small p, letter small p, and polarization as per the electric dipole moment per unit volume is indicating with the capital P. It is nothing but a vector. Thus, if capital N denotes the number of molecules, per unit volume of a material, then there are n into delta V molecules in a volume delta V, and the polarization can be defined as P is equals to 1 upon delta V. Delta V is the volume and the summation of Pj, which is equivalent to N into P. Capital N is nothing but the number of molecules per unit volume, and small p indicates the dipole moment, where capital P is the average dipole moment. The unit of capital P, that is average dipole moment, is coulomb per square meter. It is found that for many dielectric materials, the polarization vector is related to electric field capital E. In the dielectric, it is in a simple manner and it can be given by the capital P is equals to epsilon 0 into X E into capital E, where epsilon 0 is the permittivity of vacuum or free air, and X E is nothing but the dimensionless parameter which is known as electric susceptibility. Electric susceptibility. The quantity Xe is measure of the ability of material to become polarized and differ from one dielectric to another. When dielectric material is placed in electric field, the induced dipoles produce a secondary electric field such that the resultant field, that is the sum of the originally applied field and the secondary field, and the polarization vector satisfy the above equation, that is P is equals to epsilon 0, this equation P is equals to epsilon 0 into Xe into capital E. Here both the figure shows capacitor with and without dielectric. The first figure, the upper one, shows the how field is created, and lower figure shows the creation of dipoles. For analysis, consider a plane dielectric also consider a plain dielectric slab of thickness small d. You can see here in this figure A, you can see slab thickness showing here small d, and also you can see in this figure D here showing a thickness of slab D. It is subjected to an applied external field E0 as shown in figure A here. This field acts as an applied electric field, inducing the dipole moments in the dielectric with the negative charges separated from the positive charges and pulled away from the direction of the field. Simply you can see here the slab is with the thickness of small d is placed in the electric field. This field separating the positive charges and negative charges, and it is separating in opposite direction of the electric field, as you can see in the figure C. Since the electric field and the electric susceptibility are uniform, the density of the induced dipole moment, that is polarization vector capital P, is uniform, which is shown in figure B. Such a distribution result in exact neutralization of all the charges except at the boundaries of dielectric, since for each positive or negative charge not on the surface there is a same amount of negative or positive charges associated with the dipole adjacent to it, thereby cancelling the effect of that. Thus the net result is the formation of positive surface charge at the top and negative surface charge at the bottom surface, as shown in the figure C here. These surfaces, these surface charges are known as polarization surface charges, since they are due to the polarization in the dielectric. This is about the basic parameters of dielectric. Thank you very much.